Magneto, master of magnet.
The Cellcast is recorded in front of a live streaming audience.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Cellcast. Joining me today is a man who, well, he's just another year older, another year wiser, and closer in love than I am. Welcome, Jacob.
Why, thank you. Let me introduce our co-host, a man who has engineering scales. What am I trying to say here?
Yes, I have scales. I'm part dragon.
Oh my gosh, he's a chameleon. Oh my gosh. Scary. Help! Sorry if I blew his ear out on that one. Anyways, welcome, Drew.
Oh, this is going to be a fun night. I can already tell.
Happy 5th anniversary, bro.
Indeed. We have been doing this now for 5 years,
Yeah.
if you can believe it. And yeah, we are both, it's a wonder we haven't killed each other yet.
Exactly.
I think it's because we actually do like, yeah. I'm keeping that one in. We do actually enjoy each other's tastes when it comes to films in a lot of cases. And sometimes it's just fun to laugh at, why on earth do you like this thing?
Exactly.
And
There's been many cases of that.
especially in cases when you forgot to tell me about something.
Oh my
because you
gosh,
watched.
you're still gonna wrinkle that over my
Yes,
head.
this is what this episode is for. Is
That
to
is true.
hang each other out to dry.
That is so true.
It's
Ninja
funny
Scroll.
to do it.
Never gonna let me down on that one.
Never gonna let you down. Anyway,
Ruh, ruh, ruh.
so yeah, it's been 5 years.
Yes.
We are just here to talk about everything we have done this year.
Yeah.
But first, before we do that, as is our tradition
Mhm.
on our anniversary episodes, we're actually going to talk about what we're looking forward to
Yeah.
in the movie theaters,
Yes.
which, because of the writer's strike, is not a whole lot.
Yeah. There's a little bit out there.
There is a little bit, yes.
Yeah.
So why don't we go ahead and jump into that? Of course, there's not going
Yes.
to be a spoiler warning because if
There's nothing to spoil.
they're
It's-
always spoiling is trailers, and if you hadn't watched it, that's your own fault.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, they're
But-
all available on YouTube.
Anyway, why don't we go ahead and go into the first one? What's the first one you got on our list?
First one I have now. Granted, I categorize these as they're coming out in 2024, hopefully, but there's no date yet.
With any luck,
With any luck, the first one is Coyote versus Acme.
I am really looking forward to Coyote versus.
If
Acme.
it comes out,
Well, there's enough news about it that if Warner Brothers doesn't put it out, there might be a hanging.
that is
And I
true.
don't mean of a coyote when he falls from a great height.
Very true. Very true.
But
So
I think that's a great idea for a film.
I agree.
All these inventions that Wile E. Coyote has had to use for so long from the Acme Corporation, and he's finally suing them.
Yes. So to get a little synopsis, after every product made by Acme Corporation has backfired on Wile E. Coyote, his pursuit of Roadrunner, a down and out billboard human attorney, represents Wile E. in his lawsuit against Acme. A growing friendship between Wile E. Coyote and his lawyer motivates their determination to win the court case, as it pits them against an individual boss of Wile E. Coyote's boss, former firm, who now represents Acme. Sounds interesting because I think it's a live action hybrid.
It is a hybrid from
Yeah.
what
Mhm.
from the pictures we see.
Yes.
That's the thing. There are already screen pictures of this floating around. They haven't released a trailer yet.
No, not yet.
But the fact that we have enough to have a screenshot, yeah, it could be photoshopped in. I
It
admit
could. You
that.
never know.
But that tells me it's like this is like really close to coming out, because I know
Yes.
this is one of the ones that Warner Brothers Discovery canceled,
Mhm.
and then it got brought back because
yeah.
they got in hot water because of all the canceling they were doing.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm really wanting to see this one now that I know it exists.
Yes. All right. So in the movies that are coming out in 2024, no dates yet, is The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie. This is due to a series of antics at the bubblegum factory. Daffy Duck and Porky Pig discover a secret alien plot to take over the Earth via mind control. The duo must work together to stop the aliens while trying to avoid driving each other insane.
So standard Looney Tunes setup.
Exactly. Definitely with Daffy and
actually, now that I think about
Porky.
it, Daffy and Porky have not had a lot of screen time together.
No, they haven't.
You see Daffy and Bugs all the time.
Yes.
And then Porky has a bunch of cartoons with Sylvester,
Mhm.
and Porky does some stuff with like a bunch of other characters.
Yeah, but you never see
those two never
exactly.
Even like, well, there was a logo that has both of them. It's because Porky, you got to remember, was the original Looney Tunes star before Bugs Bunny.
Yes.
So there is a couple of them where a couple of logos for Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies where they're together, but I don't know of many shorts where they are actually starred against each other.
Yes. All right, so going into the next one, this is actually coming out on Netflix. There's no date yet, but it's coming out in 2024, called Spellbound. The story is set in a world of magic known as Lumera, with a young girl named Lorna. Let's say breaks in the magic that splits the kingdom into two. The project, there's a little information about it because I thought it was interesting because this movie has gone from network to network to network to network all over the place. The project was initially titled called Split, announced in 2027, shortly after Skydance Animation was formed in that same year. 2017, that's what I meant to say. With Paramount Pictures scheduled to distribute in 2019, the film subsequently underwent changes such as release date, with I believe the director later announcing a director being announced, and the film changed to being changed to the Unbroken Spell. Before eventually getting its current title, the film was acquired by Apple TV Plus in December of 2020 before Netflix took over the rights in October 2023.
This has been in development Hades for a while.
Yes, it has. It's been passed around like, like the be like, okay, we've all played dodgeball as kids. Be like,
been a hot minute, but yeah,
been a hot minute. But the fact be like, I was always close to the last. I think I was last once. I don't know, but yeah, you're waiting to get picked by somebody.
I suspect you were a little more of a go-to player for these games than I was.
Sometimes. Let's see the main voices of the actors. Like Produce. I've been at work too much. Prudence. No, not Prudence. Production was done. Production was done remotely due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Thanks, COVID.
I would just like to say it would be real nice if we can when we get to the point where we can't keep blaming everything on COVID-19.
That is true. That is true. True. Let's see. Movies that we know have dates now, starting in January.
All right.
The Tiger's Apprentice.
We
just finished. So yes, it's out. Well, this one is actually on Paramount Plus. The Tiger's Apprentice came out in January 24th, is on Paramount. The center focuses around Tom Lee, a Chinese American adolescent tasked with protecting the Phoenix Egg from evil. That's all we have. So if you want to go watch it on Paramount Plus. Sounds
like a martial arts film.
It does.
So I'm here for it.
It sounds like fun.
Yeah.
All right. So next going in, a movie that just released today on February 2nd on Netflix, coming from DreamWorks. Orion in the Dark. This is a little bit longer, but I think we've talked about this film before in news. But
I think you brought it up, yeah.
I did. Let's see. Orion seems to be have a lot like your average elementary kid, shy, unassuming, harboring a secret crush. But underneath his seemingly normal exterior, Orion is a adolescent, has an adolescent anxious, constantly consumed with fear of bees, dogs, the ocean, cell phone waves. Sounds like a conspiracist.
He's probably afraid of 5G.
Yeah. Murder, I'd be like murder, gutter clowns, and falling off a cliff. So apparently it's a boy who's afraid of everything, and he runs into the dark, which apparently is to help him get over his fears. So we have that
Okay.
coming. We have that coming out. It's available on Netflix now. If you want to go watch it, probably stay and watch us right now, and then afterwards go watch Orion in the Dark.
Mhm.
Orion and the Dark.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Continue listening to us.
Yes, would be thankful. All right, so this particular movie, the trailer just dropped the other day, and thank you so much to a friend of ours, Heather, who is in the chat. Thank you, who pointed this trailer out to us the other
Mhm.
day. Thank you very much. Megamind and the Doom Syndicate coming out March 2nd on Peacock from DreamWorks. Megamind assembles a new team in order to stop his former evil teammates from villainous plans. And there's also a TV series coinciding with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is probably like the pilot episode
Yeah,
that's been extended to feature length.
I guess so. I guess so. All right, so
That makes sense because I was always surprised that Megamind didn't get a series.
So the next movie coming out in March 8th, we actually just watched the trailer before going live. That would be Kung Fu Panda 4 on March 8th through DreamWorks. Poe, voiced by Jack Black, who is set to become the spiritual leader of the Valley of Peace, searches for a successor as the new Dragon Warrior while fighting a new foe called the Chameleon. The trailer looks amazing.
I'm a chameleon. Anyway,
Yeah, the trailer looks great. I mean, like, I want to go see it. I haven't seen all the Kung Fu Panda movies.
that will happen.
That will happen.
Maybe not before Kung Fu Panda 4 comes out. But
Yeah.
it will happen.
It will happen. Let's see. Coming out March 17th, If, as in imaginary
I'm actually
friends.
looking forward to this.
Yes, this looks fun.
Even though it kind of looks like live action Monsters Incorporated.
It
but with
does
a
in some
slightly
way.
different story.
Yes, a young girl named Bree gains the ability to see people's imaginary friends,
Mhm.
reference to ifs for short, who have been abandoned by the kids they helped. Bree then discovers that her neighbor, the man upstairs, has the same ability, and I believe that's Ryan Reynolds.
It is Ryan Reynolds, and he's working with John Krasinski of The Office
Yes.
and so many other films that have come out in the last couple of years.
All right. So continuing that, going into May, we have a movie that we have both seen the trailer to, and we're probably gonna have different opinions on. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe because we talked about it. All right. So the Garfield movie.
Okay, I have gone back and watched this trailer again.
Yes.
First off, let me just say this. Samuel L. Jackson as Garfield's dad
Mm-hmm.
is interesting casting, and yet from what I saw in the trailer, it works.
Okay.
Now, Chris Pratt is doing a better Garfield, I think, than he did Mario.
Okay.
But at the same time, he's not Frank Welker.
Of course.
He's not Bill Murray.
No.
And he is most definitely not Lorenzo Music.
Hmm.
Lorenzo Music was the Garfield from the cartoon it was on when we were kids.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
So I mean, this is a different take on it, and
Yeah.
he's got a little bit more energy
Okay.
to the performance. So it may work. At least he's not trying to do an Italian accent in this, since he couldn't do it in Mario. But
True. Very true.
well, this could work.
It could work. So yeah, it's coming out in May. The trailer's available if you want to go watch it. And let us know what you think of all these trailers
Mhm.
that are available right now. Now, mind you, if you're looking for trailers, look for the
Make sure you get the actual trailers.
yeah, the animation company. Otherwise, you're gonna get a bunch
you
of other.
don't know what you're getting. 'Cause
Yeah, exactly.
people put official trailer for such and such thing, and the movie's not even been announced yet.
Exactly. So speaking of our first entry from Disney Pixar, coming out in June 14th. That's a big month for me. I wonder
It's a
why.
big weekend for you too.
That's a big weekend. Wait.
That's a week before the weekend.
Yeah, that's a week before the weekend.
Sorry.
Yes, that's a week before the weekend. All right.
That's when I'll be doing my best to distract you the most.
Oh gosh. So Inside Out 2. Inside Out returns to the mind of the newly minted teenager Riley as the headquarters undergoes a sudden demolition to make room for something entirely unexpected. Emotions, joy, sadness, fear, anger, and disgust, who have been the long-running successful operators by all accounts, aren't sure how to feel about anxiety showing up, and it looks like she's not alone.
No, it looks like they've all had upgraded versions.
Yeah, looks like it.
Might not be good for Riley.
Yeah.
But that's what puberty is.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Puberty isn't fun, right, people? We remember all those days. Don't want to go back.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So another film that's coming out on July 19th, coming from Paramount Animation. Robots in disguise.
Oh, there's a new Transformers.
Transformers 1.
Okay.
The plot will center around the origins of the Transformers, explore the events that lead up to Optimus Prime and Megatron to go from best friends to becoming enemies.
Okay.
We don't know a whole lot about
Sounds like it's a new continuity thing.
Yeah, it's a new continuity thing. I'm looking forward to because they're going Transformers was my jam when I was a kid. I've always enjoyed Transformers, and Beast Wars rocks. Woo!
Yeah. You still haven't watched the Beast Wars of the Transformer, the Bayverse stuff yet?
I have.
Oh, you haven't watched Rise of the Beast? That's the name
Rise of the Beast.
I didn't know if you'd watched it yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Rise of the Beast. That was interesting. It's just more. It's okay. Wasn't great, but it was okay. All right, so now this is a movie that I wasn't expecting to actually come out, but it did. It's from Warner Brothers, and it's coming out December 13th. Lord of the Rings: The War of the
Rohirrim.
Rohirrim. Okay.
Or is it War for the Rohirrim or Riders of the Rohirrim?
War of the Rohirrim.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
All right, set 221 years after the events of Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, the War of Rohan. How do you pronounce that?
Rohirrim, I believe.
Rohirrim.
I'm sure Tolkien heads will tell me I'm wrong, but I think it's Rohirrim.
Rohirrim tells the story of Helm Hammerhand, the legendary king of Rohan, who must defeat the army of Dunlangerins. I'm mispronounced that. He becomes the blah blah blah, the stronghold of Helm's Deep. I know what that is because I watched the movie.
Yeah.
You know how many years since I've seen these films? A long stinking time.
15, so 7 years.
Yeah, 7. Wow.
Yeah, it's been 7 years since the last Hobbit film.
Yeah. All right. So we reviewed The Lion King. We reviewed the Lion King remake.
We reviewed the Lion King. We reacted to the Lion King live action.
Yeah, live action.
Air quotes.
Yeah. That was animated.
We have not actually reviewed it. And the thing is, we could, and it really could go in either spot, as we've both referred to as because there's more animation in that film than there is live action.
That is true.
But yeah, we haven't done it, and they are making a prequel.
Yes, called Mufasa, The Lion King, coming out December 20th from Disney Animation. The prequel about the rise of one of the greatest kings of the Pride Land goes to the African Sahara, where Rafiki tells Kara, I think we're spreading it. Kiara. Kiara, thank you. Daughter of Simba and Nala. And apparently Timon and Pumbaa give colorful commentary.
Of course they do.
Of course it's Timon and Pumbaa. And the movie, now granted, this is the last movie that's coming out of the year, as far as we understand, because you never know. They might throw a movie in the middle of a slot and it's like, oh crap, we gotta go watch.
You saying you don't have any more movies on that list?
I have when a movie's gonna be released, I know the title. And you just showed me the first trailer to it.
Okay, I was wondering if you were leaving this off because it sounded like you were closing the segment.
No. if I did, you would be like, "What? You didn't talk about this movie? This is the movie I'm talking about the entire year."
I am excited for it,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, I recognize we've got some time. We've got a little bit of time coming.
A year.
And it's not necessarily going to be exactly what I want, but it looks close.
Right.
We're referring to Sonic the Hedgehog 3, which is introducing Shadow.
Yes.
They released the trailer for it today. Two interesting things about that. For those of you who don't know, we're recording this on Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
First off, the way this is being set up is the hedgehog has come out of his hole and saw his shadow movie in 1 year. So there's that. But also,
Clever, but so stupid.
This is also the anniversary for the release of Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Really?
The game this year. I don't remember what. I think it's 20 years now.
That's good
Or
marketing.
maybe 30 years. No, it's 30 years now.
Wow.
So now that's the first half of the big game. Because, I mean, you have to combine Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Sonic and Knuckles
Yeah.
to get the full game. But the thing is, this trailer, this movie is not going to be based off the game Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look like it anyway, especially
Right.
since they introduced Knuckles in the last one.
Yeah.
And that was really more based off Sonic the Hedgehog 3, except it wasn't, because it was more Sonic the Hedgehog 2. But all beside the point. This, because they're introducing Shadow, looks like they're doing Sonic Adventure 2. So we're
Okay.
jumping ahead 2 games again.
Fair.
But if that's the when they did the logo reveal trailer today,
Mm-hmm.
this just looks like an updated version of the Sonic Adventure 2 logo. So it's like, you really are going to be leaning into this. Next thing I know, I'm going to turn this thing on and I'm going to hear, live and learn.
Oh my gosh.
Hanging on the edge of tomorrow.
If that happens, oh my gosh, this guy's gonna geek out.
Dude, I'll be singing along in the movie theater.
Oh my gosh, you were. I'm be like, okay, headphones, because be like, I can't hear
While-
anything because he's singing.
I won't be that loud.
Okay.
Was I that loud when I was quoting along with Wrath of Khan when we saw it together?
No, we weren't.
Okay.
That was a good experience though.
Yes.
That was this year? Last year.
That was last year.
Yeah, the year before. All right, so
So yeah, we got that coming.
yeah, so that is all the movies that we know of currently that is coming out in 2024. So I know there's some TV shows that are coming out
Yeah.
the same year, but we're primarily focusing on this. And plus, X-Men 97
Next is supposed to be this year.
is coming out this year. So we might be doing a
We have not talked about
No,
how
we
we're
haven't.
doing that yet.
no, we haven't talked yet.
Because we don't know when it's coming out.
No, we don't.
And depending on how it comes out, we may have to wait a little bit,
Yeah, they're saying maybe around like May.
which is not going to be enough time for us to get it in before
No.
we have to hiatus.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah,
we'll get
But-
to that.
yeah, we'll get there when we get there. But that is all we have for movies for this year, for this upcoming season. So let's get into a lot of what we did in 2023.
Before we do that,
Okay, go for it.
we need to run the intermission and the bumpers.
Go for it.
So let's do that.
This podcast is a proud member of Culture Box. Whether you enjoy geeky reviews, comedy, or original fiction, you can open up the Culture Box and find something excellent for your soul. Point your web browser to culturebox.media.
This week, we suggest checking out The Rushmore Show. The Rushmore Show is the place for ranking the ultimate top 4 in sports, video games, nostalgia, movies, and so much more. Each week, Andy and Kirk spark engaging discussions and friendly debates, making The Rushmore Show your compass in the realm of pop culture rankings. You can find out more at their YouTube channel, The Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top 4 and nothing more. The Cellcast would also like to thank the following patrons. And if I remember correctly, didn't we just start Patreon this year?
We started Patreon in, I don't remember.
It's either at the beginning of this year or at the end of last
I
year.
think it was the end of the last year. I think.
But either way, for the past year, we have had the blessings of Francisco and Ashley Ruiz, Book of Gaming, PaulJPowers.com, and newest Edwin Gonzalez supporting us, and we really do thank y'all for that. If you would like to support us and get some bonus artwork from Jacob, uncut episodes of the Cellcast, and still for a limited time, we do still have spots available for Patreon picks for $10.
Mm-hmm.
Force us to watch to review something that we may not have initially wanted to do, but we'll might actually have to do it anyway. Of course, everything's subject to approval.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we still have some spots available for that. So keep that in mind. Yeah. So please donate, help us out there if you can. So Jacob, why don't we talk about our favorite episodes from last year?
Okay.
You start us off.
All right. So, starting off the beginning of the year with our shorts, we always do shorts in the beginning of the year for the most part. And my favorite short of that year would have been Legend, a Dragon Ball tale. I absolutely loved this short. It can't be like I had heard about it a year prior or something around that line.
Mhm.
I kind of followed the progression of it. And it was just, oh my gosh. And I love doing the cover art for it. It was great.
And I had made some modifications to that one to try and put more of a flame
You
thing
did- you
behind
did.
that. I
It was
don't know
very-
how successful I
No, but it was good.
But
It
I
was
tried.
good. It was good. So, what is your first thought or first episode that comes to mind?
Well, technically, it's going to be a two-parter. It's a tie because
Okay.
we did it, of course, across 2 weeks. And since we are talking about shorts episodes
Yes.
in January, Rise of the Mushroom Kingdom parts 1 through 4. Yes, we did just pick both of our own choices.
we
for
did.
those.
We did.
But yeah, that was a series of early Flash
Yes.
videos that to this day I still say are impressive for
Right.
what they are.
They are. I agree.
But yeah, I enjoyed talking with that one with you because I think you were more excited about it than I was.
yeah, agreed. Be like, go back,
when,
go back
we
to
were
the
watching
artwork
it.
for it.
Yeah.
Those were fun to do.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun. What about February for you? I think we just decided we're doing it month by month.
yeah, it looks like it. I started with Ferngully, the last Stream Force.
Would.
There again, Ferngully was my jam as a kid. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Going back the year, was it the year before? Yeah, it was the year before because we went.
Yeah, it was the year before that whole bit.
That was great. Me finding, oh my gosh, they finally built on Blu-ray. Yeah, it's a new one. Blu-ray on Blu-ray, and we were on Singles Retreat.
We were on Singles Retreat.
Singles Retreat, and me and Ashley were supposed to go and get ice.
You were supposed to be in there for a grand total of 5 minutes. And we're sitting out there burning up in the van because we couldn't leave it running.
Couldn't help it. I get distracted too easily.
You had to find this movie, and you did find the movie.
I did find it.
And we gave y'all here's the other thing.
You
Y'all
got tongue
went-
lashing.
Y'all went in for ice.
We
You
did.
picked the ice up first.
We
So
did.
it was a puddle of water by the time you got back to us.
My bad. Oh my gosh. Yeah, put me in charge of something. It's gonna get all backwards. All right, so yeah, be like Ferngully. It was. I thought it was a great episode. Rewatching again for this review was great. And it just it's a good movie. It's got a good message. I know a lot of people. It's like, oh, it's environmental stuff, but it's a good story. It's a good story. And Tim Curry is a villain. It's always good.
I didn't say he wasn't.
I know. But
So
yeah, what do you got?
I've got a couple here near the beginning of the
Okay.
year since you kind of just jumped wherever Ferngully is on this list, which I
Yes.
don't know where it is. Oh, it's up in April.
Yeah, it's an
You
April.
jumped ahead a bit. No, I'm just messing with you.
Go for it.
Our first guest of this year.
Oh
was-
gosh.
And our most prolific guest
Yes.
of this year. In fact, the more I think about it, no, we did have some other guests. We did have some other guests.
Rushmore.
Yeah, we did Rushmore, and we had Dallas from Geek Devotions.
That's right.
But our first one was Nate Marchand, and we did so much with him this
Oh
year.
my gosh, thank you, Nate. That was awesome.
And we started off with Tron Legacy.
That's right. Oh my gosh. I forgot he was on Tron Legacy.
He's the reason we did Tron Legacy.
That is
this
true.
quickly.
Oh my gosh. So
Oh.
so by calculations, he was on 4 episodes.
Is that counting the crossovers?
The crossovers.
That includes the crossovers. Okay.
Yes, including
So-
crossovers.
So 2 regular episodes and 2 crossovers.
Yes.
We'll get to one of his other ones later.
Oh
on
my
in the-
gosh.
Later on in this discussion.
Yeah, but oh my
But
god.
yeah, not-
Nate is always a hoot.
He is fun. I know he had a lot of trouble catching up on his
Mm.
shows this year,
Yes.
but he's always fun to hang out with, and I enjoyed having him on for Tron Legacy. I thought we had a good discussion on that one.
Yeah, agreed. They're gonna be like, I'd never seen Tron Legacy before. We previously reviewed Tron with
Mhm.
our friend Chase,
Yes.
and I was like, okay, this is a cool film. And apparently they're coming out with a 3rd one.
Apparently.
Yeah, it's in production right now, which is interesting. All right, so Glass Onion.
You went straight to the plus episodes. This was our second
Yes,
plus episode.
yes, it was.
I think it was our second. Was it? No, this was our first.
Yeah, it was our
This
first.
was our first plus episode that
Yes.
we had released as part of the show. Granted, we still have some others that are still patron only right now.
Yes,
And 1 or 2 that may not have even gotten that far.
put those out already.
I will eventually. But yeah. Glass Onion, we had previously reviewed Knives Out, the
Yes. Oh my gosh.
the one before, the one this is a sequel to,
Mhm.
as a part of Movie of the Week podcast
Yes,
that we were
yeah.
doing with your brother Jim. So almost as a reunion episode, we
'cause
brought him back.
We
for
brought
it.
him on that one. So thank
Uh,
you, Jim.
And that is such a fun
Oh my
movie
gosh.
because it takes what Knives Out did and
Uh-huh.
mirrored it.
Yes. I'll say you are the dumbest ever.
It's just so
Oh,
stupid. And yeah, I will always remember this movie in the same breath as the Mona Lisa.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Now we got environmentalists throwing stuff on the Mona Lisa, which is like,
Yeah. So, since you did our first plus episode,
yeah.
I'm gonna bring up our first rewind episode,
Okay.
and that was Spider-Man Enter the Spider-Verse.
Oh my gosh. Yes. That was so good.
So, for those of y'all who don't know, our first year, we had an entirely different review format because we didn't know what the
Crap we were doing.
yeah. And by the time we got to our first Miyazaki month, we actually had changed our entire formula
Yes.
by stealing retros.
You're welcome, Roy.
And then it just so happened we decided we wanted to go back
Mhm.
and review all those first ones so it would be in the same format.
Yes.
Come to find out, over on the Retro Rewind podcast, they got attacked. Well, technically I was there too because I am a member of that crew over there.
Mm.
We got attacked by Jared, the guy from, well, not the guy from the movie we're reviewing next
Mhm.
week,
Oh.
but one of theirs, and he erased all their films and had to and after having to redo all their first
right. That's
all
right.
their first year stuff.
Yeah.
And so, without meaning to, we copied Retro Rewind again. So, what did I do with his permission and paying him for our for the pixel art?
Yes. Which you use.
We even copied his logo for those episodes.
Your thanks. Thanks, Roy.
And we do thank Retro for allowing us to do this bit.
Yes.
And it's going to continue till we finish with year one.
Yes.
And we are being very slow about it because we didn't want to do it all at once like Retro did.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, rewatching that, literally, we didn't even plan this because just like this year, we put it up to a vote
We did.
for what order it is. And it just happened that this one was a month before, I think.
Yeah.
No, it was 2 months before Across the Spider-Verse came
Yeah.
out. So
Oh my gosh.
that was almost good for the algorithm.
Yes. Yes. So speaking within that same realm, I'm going to a reaction of Suzume.
Yeah, the first one we watched with your fiance.
Our girlfriend at the time.
Sure, we'll say that.
Girlfriend at the time would propose later that year.
I mean, yes, technically, but
Technically.
we all knew where this was going a year ago. We were just waiting for y'all to figure it out.
No, waiting on me to figure it out. Oh, believe me, I've said it on the show before. Be like, if I had not proposed when I did, I was gonna get a ring pop.
Yeah.
So Ashley graciously decided to come along with us and go watch Me in theaters.
I don't think it was her first anime technically, but it might be the first one she knew about.
Yeah, it was one of the first animes she's seen in a theater.
Yeah.
And she enjoyed it. It. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a great time. And yeah, it was now I keep thinking of Oppenheimer.
We'll get to that.
But yeah, Suzume was great. We did a reaction. I know we're gonna do a review of it at some point.
Oh yeah. We
It's
will.
good.
It's not on the list yet, I don't believe.
No, it's not yet.
But admittedly, because of some upcoming events and because we have been trying to do some more stuff, our picks have actually gone down.
They have.
So we'll get to that eventually.
Yes.
But I do want to do another one that was a surprise to me. That how good the film was, and I thought we had a really good review on it.
Okay.
And the reason it's a surprise to me is because I am not the biggest fan of Pinocchio.
Oh, okay.
However, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio is so good.
Agree.
And I thought we had a great talk on that.
We did.
One also.
We did. I agree.
What's your next one?
Mine would actually be, it is one of our plus episodes. It was a movie that you selected, and it told me about over and over again how much you love this film, and I had to watch it.
So I know it's in black and white.
Yes, it's in black and white.
Because that's the two I chose this year.
Yes.
Is this the one that I put my foot down and said we must do this?
Yes, you did. I think. Dr. Strangelove and how I learned to stop worrying and love the bomb.
That's not the one I put my foot down on.
Well, that's true, but it was close.
The one I put my foot down on was Young Frankenstein.
That was still good. That was still a good episode.
Because it's like, we have to do this at Halloween. We have a spot now. We will do an actual horror film at a later date. Thank you. Sorry, it took me a second to figure out what you were doing.
Yeah. Point at the screen.
It's like the mixer's on. The microphones are going. What are you looking for? Oh, you want me to hit a button?
Wrong button.
So yeah, my next one that I really enjoyed us doing. We had a guest on this episode.
Okay.
It was Roy.
Oh, hold on. Oh crap. What was it? Oh crap, I can't remember.
He rated it 3.5.
Oh crap.
And this was so funny, it became the name of the episode.
That's true. Oh my God.
Fire and Ice.
Oh, that's right.
That was just a fun one to have him on.
So good.
We had such a good discussion on this. So
We
yes,
did.
thank you, Francisco, for joining us.
Thank you. That was so much fun.
But I'm going to throw in another one before your next one because I'm trying to get caught back up to where you are on this list.
Okay.
I think the one I had the most fun watching you talk about when we were doing the review was when we did Dragon Ball Curse of the Blood Rubies.
Oh my God.
Especially when we got to talking about the music video in the middle of it.
Oh my, yeah. For some reason, I've forgotten that movie. Then as you bring it up, I was like, oh yeah, that.
Here is some behind the scenes knowledge for you folks, some trivia.
Yes.
As y'all know, my good friend here does a lot of the artwork we use in our album art.
Mm-hmm.
And he drew this picture of Super Saiyan / Phoenix Bulma for our album.
That's right.
For that episode.
Yes.
And he did draw it with the costume that she was wearing in the movie.
Yes.
Except he misspelled Bulma.
That's right, I did.
You spelled it Balma.
I did spell it Balma.
Now, y'all, if you go and look at it, you're not going to see that because I was able to get in there and turn that A upside down and it looked enough like a U. I let it go. And then I had to go in and put some other stuff behind it. So fire effects. Apparently, I was trying to up your artwork all year long.
Which I don't mind at all. I don't mind because they're gonna be like, you're very limited when you're using Coptic markers.
Yeah.
Like you can do a lot, but you can't do special effects like on that. But thank
Mhm.
you again.
Yes. So
Which kind of minds you, be like Drew. Anytime he would do modifications to my artwork, he would ask me beforehand. It's like, dude, go ahead. And I remember that part. I was like, oh,
I ask, and then I kind of forward you what I'm doing along the way.
Yes.
So I want to, because that's the thing. We are co-workers on this podcast, and I don't want to mess up anything he tries to do with his side of things. So if I am enhancing and stuff, I want to make sure he's fine with it.
yes,
Because ultimately, it's his name that's on that artwork.
true.
As I do a lot of work to make sure I cut his signature out correctly too.
Just give me no credit whatsoever.
No, I mean, cut
I'm kidding.
around it so your
That's right.
signature is on the album.
That's
art.
right. That's right. That's right. I was thinking of like an artist that like I'd be like for some very people do artists wrong nowadays. Be like,
Mhm.
oh, we're just gonna cut their name out of the art and just put it up and like that's their stuff. I'm like, how dare you?
Right.
All right, so going to it's a reaction film that we did. I think. Did we do this one? I think I did. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we
I don't
did.
know.
Yeah, we did.
You haven't said what it is yet.
No, but this was a date night for me and Ashley in Oklahoma.
Okay.
Okay, Little Mermaid live action.
Oh yeah, that was a reaction.
That was a reaction.
Yeah, I watched it here in town.
Yes. While I was on a small vacation with my girlfriend, soon to be fiance, and her
Mhm.
mother, and that was fun. The Indian Turnpike in Oklahoma is so much freaking fun to drive.
Oh yeah, it's been 20 years since I've driven Indian Nation's Turnpike, but it's
Yeah.
a fun. That's a fun drive.
Oh my gosh, but that was so much fun. It was like we already had the tickets and we drove out there and it was just great. It was a wonderful time. And yeah, I always cherish that, like going to Oklahoma and watching the Little Mermaid on a date, which is great. But she's like, okay, cool, because she wanted to go see it. She's seen it twice already because she loved it so much.
Mhm.
I was like, okay, cool. So go.
So the next one I'm bringing up is another thing we did with Nate,
Oh,
but it is not one of our episodes.
oh gosh.
Except it also is one of
It
our
is
episodes.
our
'cause it
episode.
For us, it was a short.
Oh,
For
Eddie.
him, it was a special report. But this was our crossover episode review of Skull Island.
Islands. Thanks, Annie.
That was so much fun because
Oh my
we
gosh.
were doing our best to not rip Annie apart until we got to the point where we could.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh.
From what I understand, there are still people who like Annie, and I don't know why.
And to each their own.
Yeah.
When it
But,
comes to this stuff.
But while I did not, well, with the exception of one episode of that show,
Yes.
I did not enjoy that particular quote unquote anime.
Yeah.
I did enjoy our talking about it.
Oh,
because
it was
that
so much fun.
much fun.
It was so much fun.
We nearly went. I think the episode itself is like only 2 hours,
Yeah.
maybe 3 hours long.
Yeah.
But I think we nearly talked for 5.
Nearly. Nearly.
Not all of it got recorded.
No, it didn't. No,
But
it didn't. All right. So mine would be another reaction would be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. We saw this one in town and oh yeah. No, wait.
yeah,
a
we
minute.
did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
This
we
was
did.
the last reaction we did this
That's
year.
right. That was. Did we do Mario this year?
Yeah.
I totally forgot about Mario.
We'll be
That's
talking,
terrible.
We'll be talking about him soon enough.
Okay, yeah. That's a fun story to tell.
I mean, in the next couple episodes, just kind of tease our next segment, but we'll be talking about that movie soon enough.
Okay.
But
Gotcha,
anyway,
gotcha. Yeah, so it was a great movie. It was fun. It was a bit different. It's not our generation. It's a new generation, but I still enjoyed it. It's got the spirit of Turtles, but it's different. So I enjoyed it. You?
this is not necessarily an episode, but is a 2-part. It's went across 2 episodes
Okay.
unintentionally.
Hmm.
And I think because of the way we had to watch these things, we actually watched it in the opposite order we released the episodes in.
Oh, do tell.
Our duology of Ninja Scroll and Oppenheimer.
Oh my gosh.
And the funny part about this is, because of the way we had to do it,
Mhm.
you had warned me about Oppenheimer
Yes.
before I went to go see it. And what we're talking about is there is some nudity
There's some very
in the film. And the thing
your
is,
face.
and the thing is, while we are both adults, we both are not trying to expose ourselves to that sort of thing for
Right.
our own sexual health,
spiritual purity.
spiritual purity. I don't know the exact terminology, at the
Right,
moment,
right,
but
right.
basically, we're both trying to be good guys about this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Of course, it's hilarious. You saw it with your fiance.
Fiance.
She wasn't fiance yet, but
No, but here's the funny
well,
story.
not far from it.
Not far from
Looking
it.
at the dates,
When did that movie come out? I forgot.
we reviewed that on August 15th.
That's
when we
right.
released that episode. So
August, 'cause
probably
you know what, I would
probably late July, early August is when we actually watched.
Yeah, because I would propose like another month or so later.
Yeah.
But the story
but-
behind that.
But
Go ahead.
well, let me finish the story.
Okay, finish your
So
story.
you warned me about that. And I'm thinking, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciate that.
Mhm.
I get done watching it. I am getting ready for the next episode. I know we're recording, and there's
Oh
a
my
little bit of
gosh.
time fades on this.
Yes.
And I find Ninja Scroll, which actually that took a little bit of doing.
Mhm.
I found Ninja Scroll. Just put it that way.
Okay, you found Ninja Scroll.
Yes. And I started up. I'm watching it, thinking, "Oh, this is nice animation. It's good, not classic '90s anime." What is he doing to her,
Yeah. No. My
Oh.
bad. My bad.
Jacob? You got close. You have failed me for the last time. Yeah, he forgot to mention because you hadn't seen the Ninja Scroll in what 10, 15 years.
No, it'd been closer than that, maybe like
Oh.
a year or so. But it just
hadn't
didn't-
crossed your mind.
It didn't dawn on me at all.
Yeah, because when you
crap, there's nudity, all this crap in this movie.
Because the last time you watch, I mean, we've all been there.
Yeah.
You watch a film, the thing is there, but it didn't register with you. You
Yeah.
know it's there,
Yeah.
but you forget about it because it's not important. It's not really that moment's not important to the film.
Yes.
It's there though,
Uh-huh.
and it was an important part because it shows like how she's fully toxic and kill
Yeah.
any person on sight or
Yeah.
on touch.
Yeah.
But yeah, that moment when I'm sitting there going, so there's more nudity this week. I'm sensing a theme.
Oh my gosh. So be like going back to Oppenheimer, there again, didn't know anything about Oppenheimer, knew it was historically accurate to certain degrees. So me and Ashley went and saw it, and we couldn't get seats together. We go to Studio Movie Girl, which she always loves to go. It's okay, we'll go to Studio Movie Girl. And she gets a seat in front of me, and I'm behind her. And she likes the film. About the third act of it, she really enjoyed. Everything else was like, nah, I don't really like it that much. But she loved the third act.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the mess out of the movie. It's like, oh my gosh, this is really good. And was that your pick or my pick? I can't remember. I think it was my pick.
I think we were both talking about.
Yeah, we were.
This is because we were trying to pick a new film at that point,
We were.
and that was like the only one we were both interested in seeing that was coming out at that time.
Yeah.
Which is why we ended up choosing that one.
Yes.
So I think with the Plus stuff, it's been more of a collaboration in what we choose to pick.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, the next movie on my list is the first one we did in Bad Movie Month with our special guest who we brought up twice already this evening, Nate Marchand, because we had a bad movie that involved a kaiju,
kind of,
and apparently Nate enjoys Titanic stuff.
Yes.
So we tortured him with this because we already kind of knew what was coming. We just had no idea this was going to be worse than Titanic. The legend goes on. And just as a little tease,
Oh my gosh.
he's coming back in Bad Movie Month because we have a third film.
is gonna be fun.
Tentacles returns for 5 seconds. But also, that's the album art I did completely by myself.
That's true.
I did try to do what you were doing, mixing at the time X-Men stuff with whatever we were doing. And so, yeah, I thought I actually did pretty decent on. I think I did better than the actual animators on drawing this shark thing.
Oh my god,
Gangster shark.
gangster shark.
But,
Oh my gosh.
what's your next one?
Mine kind of goes into Studio Ghibli month, and Tales of Earthseed.
Oh,
To me personally, I really enjoyed it because it deals with a lot more fantasy, and that's what I kind of grew up with.
Dragon
and,
Ex Machina.
Dragon Ex Machina. I thought that was a great title because it was.
Mhm.
It was a great title. I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. I might wind up buying that movie because I thought it was really good. You?
You mean my next one?
Yes. Next one. What's your next one?
That's a good question.
Oh, I stumped you.
No, I'm just trying to decide, do I want to keep doing movies or do I want to do the other thing we did special this year that we released episodes for? And I think I am.
Okay, go for it.
The time that Jacob, I think I said this a couple times on this show, and this year I did get a really good one.
Okay.
But you need to pick up that phone because I called it. I'm talking about our review of Star Trek Lower Decks Season 4, Episode 9, The Inner Fight. When I called it that Mariner, it was not just someone trying to get away with everything. That she had a dark. She was disillusioned.
Yeah,
and I was having to defend Mariner.
You were
all for the past 3 seasons.
Yes,
from you because he was like, "Oh, I hate her. She's gonna." You know she's going through crap, right? Granted, I'm not a big fan of her character.
Yeah,
because
that was the main part. I just didn't like her character.
And I get that. And I'm not a big fan, but it's like going off the story, she's actually at least there's a reason she's like this. She's not just a spoiled brat.
Agreed.
But the fact that
it came across as that.
But the fact that I watched that episode, and granted, you weren't there, but I'm sitting at home watching that episode, and she starts talking to the Klingon, and she just mentions the name, and it had been 20 years since I had last seen those 2 episodes. And I went, that fits. Of course she was friends with her. She is that episode was fun.
That was a good episode.
That episode, granted, most of these Lower Decks bonus animated series episodes we did, they were 15-20 minutes at most.
Of course.
This one was an hour long, and it was not all me gushing on it.
Yes.
You were in there.
Oh my gosh.
So it was such a good episode.
It
and when
was.
we find out that Lorcano was the enemy, and I'm going, of course.
That was good. That was so good. Go back and re-listen to those. They were really good.
And what was funny is because I was watching that like early in the morning before work, and they mentioned Lorcano's name at the very beginning. And they mentioned a couple other people.
Yeah.
And I kind of knew they weren't the ones. I'm thinking Lorcano. I know this name Lorcano. Why do I remember this name Lorcano? And I just paused the episode. Quick, go. It's Tom Paris's doppelganger, or the other way around.
Right.
But yeah, I'm sorry. That was such a good, fun episode for us to do. What's your next one?
Oh my gosh. So it's like, oh yeah, we did do a reaction to the certain movie. Did we? Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, Mario.
Yes. That was a fun drive home.
And the story leading up to it is even funner. So we decide we're going to go do a reaction to Super Mario Bros. Right? So we come to the local theater where we're from right now, and they were sold.
They had a power outage.
That's
and were
right.
Closed.
That's right. I thought they were sold out.
They
were sold out.
There are 2 times we have gone to see a movie for this show.
Right.
where we went to the local one here
Yeah.
and we had to, for one reason or another, head into Tyler and watch it there
Yeah.
because, and one of the times was the Power Outage, and one of the times, you're right, is they were sold out and we should have bought the tickets earlier and didn't.
Yeah,
And I
it
don't remember which one this was.
I think it was Super Mario Bros. With the sold out,
okay.
because we walked in and like it's like, okay, this is sold out. It's like, well, crap.
Yeah.
So then we make a mad dash to Walmart. Tyler.
Because we had an hour to get to the theater before the movie started.
Yeah, it was a good journey to get there. It would be like there again, be like, I really enjoyed Super Mario Bros. So
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
So I think that actually that's going to be the end of mine because
I think so.
we get into January of this year
Yeah.
next. But
Mhm.
yeah,
So do we kind of miss one of our? Did we mention the Rushmore show? We did.
we did because they were our ad read, but we did not talk about their episode, which was Mighty
Yes,
Morphin Ranger Roost.
My gosh, that movie.
Warriors of Virtue was
Virtue.
our plus one that month.
Yes, it was. And I was like, what the world? Because there again, we had talked about it, but
we were on their show for the top 4 cartoon theme songs. That's what we were on their show for.
Yes.
And as we were getting to talk, I of course mentioned, like I do to a lot of our guests that we enjoy being
Yeah.
on with. It's like, hey, if y'all want to be on our show, all
Yes.
you gotta do is pick a movie.
Mhm.
Let us know when you're available. We'll work it in. Of course, the problem is we were heading into theme months.
Yes.
And we were wanting to get them in during while we were still reviewing X-Men
Mhm.
because they wanted to do, well, they really liked X-Men.
Yeah. Agreed.
Unfortunately, it ended up being bad movie month, and he did mention, like, what about Warriors of Virtue? And I go, what's Warriors of Virtue? He says, oh, it's, well, I don't remember exactly how he put it, but but after I looked at it, oh, it's Power Rangers, but with kangaroos. It's a weird film,
Agreed. It's very weird.
but that was fun being on there with them.
Yes.
The other short crossover we did with Nate was also good on Gamera Rebirth.
Gamer Rebirth. That was I
It
had
wasn't as much fun to talk about as,
No,
as
no,
Skull
no.
Island. But
I would say like I have a very strong what's the word I was thinking of? It was I have a very good appreciation of those films
Mhm.
and what you guys have a passion for with the kaiju world. And it's not my cup of tea, but I appreciate it and
Right.
I enjoy aspects of it. So I want to get into the animated series we've done over
Yes.
the past year.
We did 3 of those this year, didn't we? Or
4.
just 2?
For technically for doing a short, like
Okay.
one episode. So
So yeah,
we,
I know the big one we did all year long was X-Men.
X-Men the
'Cause
animated
We
series.
started that,
Uh-huh.
I think, technically last year.
We did.
And it took until
Mhm.
a bad movie month this year because that show was 5 seasons long.
My gosh. And like if you go back and listen to our episodes when we do
We
the animated
started
series,
off so happy.
it was so good.
And then as we're getting close to it, it's like, just kill it, why don't you?
Put it out of its misery, please. Oh my gosh, because you go
We
from
are-
season 1,
we
season 2,
know-
season
Yes,
3,
Yes.
season 4. Okay.
We
Eh.
know that Aurora Monroe, aka Storm's biggest weakness
Yes.
is that she's claustrophobic. We get it, show. Now you still haven't explained why she changed skin color in that one.
Oh
one
my
time.
gosh, animation errors, but still, it's
It was
funny.
90s.
It was 90s, and it was fun. It's funny to reflect upon animation errors nowadays, and it's
Mhm.
just like, whoa, wait a minute.
I mean, like that one shot of the destroyed Xavier mansion where the color wasn't in registration.
right. I remember that. The one
or the flame effect in the teaser for Dark Phoenix Saga.
right.
That was bad.
Right. So and then we did one because you mentioned it was mentioned in the news that they were going to do a crossover with 2 Star Trek shows.
Okay, see, I was
Lower
was-
Decks.
I was
go ahead.
considering the Strange New Worlds Lower Decks crossover
Yes.
as part of Lower Decks.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good one too.
That was so much fun. if they're gonna be like, had not watched Strange New World at all, I knew what it was about for the most part. Because
I'm here talking about it
you're
every
talking
week.
about every week. And that was such a fun episode. And then you get to Pride of the X-Men.
That was fun.
No, let's trip on the Bobby. Go.
Welcome her. Wait, she's not joining the X-Men, is she? She's just a kid.
Wolverine.
What's weird is that Storm actually sounds like the regular Storm.
It does,
even
she
though
does in
that's
some way.
not the Wolverine we're used to. That's not a good Australian accent.
No, but apparently what I understand about that is when
they were originally going to have him be Australian when they did that, I think.
yeah, but what I understand is when they did Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, they crossed over with the X-Men.
And they used that cast.
They used that cast, and Wolverine was Australian because the Australian accent was very popular back in the 70s, 80s.
Yeah, and plus
And it still is.
Yeah. And then the irony that you get to the 2000s era
Yeah.
X-Men films, and he's
Hugh
played by Hugh
Jackman.
Jackman, who's Australian. So it could have gone either way.
That is true. That is true. And then we started Neon Genesis Evangelion.
I don't have any of that stuff separated. I was
Aw.
gonna do. Hang on, I might be able to figure this out.
Emotional damage.
Yeah,
This has been an interesting ride too.
yes, it is. So that's gonna bleed into bleeding into this year.
Yeah.
So-
And we'll talk a little bit more about that when we talk about our upcoming stuff too. But,
Yes, but yeah, it's TAS has been very fun so far.
mhm.
Looking forward to what we're gonna do this year. We're gonna finish up Evangelion with the movie, and
we'll get into that in a second.
we'll get there in a minute. We'll get
Yeah.
there. We'll get there. Other than that, I think the last one I can think of was the World of Arrietty. I really enjoyed
That
that.
was a good one. Yeah.
That was a very good one. And I really didn't. I mean, like, what was Christmas was a bunch of weird ones.
Yeah. I do want to bring up one weird one that wasn't at Christmas that you may have forgotten about.
Okay, what did I forget?
In this particular movie, we followed a cow. a roll of-
gosh,
a roll of toilet
girls
paper
and satellite,
and a satellite.
girl.
When we watched Satellite Girl and Milk Cow,
Cow. Oh my
the
god.
one regular non-bad movie month movie we did where I couldn't find crap for research.
That is true. That is so true. Because I remember we were Books a Million. We were Books a Million just hanging
It
out.
was half price.
Half Bravo. I
And I-
always get those two mixed up.
Yeah, and we were there looking through stuff, and I go, "Oh, I remember hearing about this one. I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna watch it." And this was 4 years ago.
Yeah, 4 years ago.
I took it home and watched it. And went, this is weird, but it's my kind of weird.
Fair.
And then I had to find a way to get it on the show.
Of course.
So yeah,
All right.
so we do actually. Do we have any news before I bring that
We
up?
do actually.
Okay,
we have
hang on
quite a
then.
bit of news.
The Cellcast News with your host Jacob Heron.
Why? Thank you, Dealit. And now, granted, be like a lot of these news bits are going to be kind of be like we already mentioned them in movies upcoming.
Yeah,
But so Peacock is Peacock at a certain point during this week had a resurgence of a beloved reformed supervillain in a family-friendly animated feature combined with a television series from DreamWorks Animation, inspired by the 2010 theatrical film Megamind. This will be debuting, if I can talk, like I said before, on March 1st, which is called Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate. Let's see. Netflix, within the past few days, have revealed details about its and the details and if I could talk, Let's see. Where did I? Oh yeah, Woody Woodpecker. They just recently released new stills for the upcoming Woody Woodpecker project. They're not sure when it's going to premiere yet, but they're looking forward to it, and it looks fun. There again, it's Woody Woodpecker. It's always going to be interesting because it's Woody Woodpecker.
Yeah.
Exactly. So going over, this movie just premiered the very end of last month. Paramount's upcoming feature, The Tiger's Apprentice. Yeah, go see it. Be like, I'm probably gonna watch myself, see what it's like. It sounds like a fun movie, so yeah, go watch it. Let's see. This is a kind of a bigger one. It's talking about The Boy and the Heron and migration. The latest films from the two global hit makers continue hit milestones at the box office. As of this past weekend, Studio Ghibli's The Boy and the Heron rise up to the ranks of the all-time biggest anime releases in the United States, while Imagination's Migration is feathering its nest in two international and domestic gains. According to Norway distributor G Kids, The Boy and the Heron is now the third highest grossing animated feature in the United States, soaring past Pokemon the movie 2000 with 43.7 million. The feature's second feature release. I love it when notes get crunched down. You get half the notes. So yeah, Boy and the Heron is doing very well, and I'm pretty sure we will do that as a review at some point.
Yeah,
maybe this year, maybe next. Let's see. It's like, yeah, this movie has made bangers. It's so good, apparently, and we're gonna review it at some point. Migration, an original DuckTale. Let's see. Hovers in the weekend domestics top 5, including in number 4, with the addition of 5.2 million, hitting a milestone. Which it's taking in already $1.2 million from Universal, and yeah, movie's doing pretty good right now. Migration right now is its total gain internationally is $2.61 million currently, so doing pretty good.
Yeah,
and I remember a certain lizard who went from color to black and white did also do very well.
We'll talk about that later, because depending on how things go, we may be able to get this episode out. Maybe not.
Yeah. Nate, anybody?
He's probably going to be asked. Yes.
Probably.
But anyway.
Roar. Yeah. That's all I got for news.
Well, how about our yearly statistic report for the Cellcast?
There we go. Hit me up.
Across all episodes, starting from Frozen to the Cheat Commandos.
Okay.
Because I have not gotten the last episode put out yet.
Yeah.
Waiting on artwork. That's all that's waiting now.
I gotcha.
But that happens. We are sitting at 27,423 downloads.
Wow, that's awesome.
Now, for 2023 alone, 10,019.
Wow, that's really good.
We have had a steady growth up since we started. We have not had a big dip yet.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and this was our first year to break 10,000 in 1 year.
Wow, that's awesome.
Going down to our top 10 most downloaded episodes of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Starting at number 10, May All Your Bacon Burn, Howl's Moving Castle, Studio Ghibli Month 2022.
Wow.
That was the second one that kind of semi-exploded that year.
Yeah.
From May 9th, 2021, I don't want to be a pie. Chicken Run.
Chicken Run.
And that had 363 downloads.
Wow.
I forgot to mention Howl's Moving Castle had 348.
Nice.
With 458 downloads released on May 23rd, 2020. The Looney Virus episode that continues to come up on this every year.
Wow.
What's Opera Doc?
Wow.
Kill the wabbit, kill the wabbit, kill the wabbit. With 512 downloads, a previous #1 episode for many years, released October 12th, 2019. It's terror time again. Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. Also from October of 2019, literally the week before, with 536 downloads. I do not say blah, blah, blah. Hotel Transylvania. With 579 downloads. And this is the final one on the list from 2019. It was released on July 13th of 2019. Are you aching for some bacon? The Lion King.
Wow.
Sporting the Devil's Number at 666.
Okay.
If this was something, this was a Halloween movie, that
would have been perfect.
Unfortunately, this is actually from April 18th of 2020. So beginning of COVID.
Thanks, COVID.
And this is one of the few ones that I actually had mentioned COVID, or made a reference to COVID in the name. The bare necessities aren't toilet paper. The Jungle Book.
Yes.
From March 12th, 2022, with 1,373 downloads. A movie we did not enjoy.
Oh, no.
Thumbelina.
Oh, my gosh.
With the episode Mary the Mole.
Oh, my gosh, that movie.
From November 6th, 2022, with 2,821 downloads. Once you meet someone, you never really forget them. Miyazaki's Spirited Away, which we had a guest on that one. What was his name? My brain dead.
I'm drawing a blank.
I have to bring it up. I'm sorry, man.
Apologize.
Yes. Last but not least, also from 2022, with 2,851 downloads, making up 10% of all episodes downloaded for our show.
Wow.
A movie we both had to acquire. The Girls and Boys of Rock and Roll. The Chipmunk Adventure.
Oh my gosh. That's our #1.
That is our #1. And that, I'm going to say, is probably the one that has earned it the most.
I agree.
Because Spirited Away, that exploded for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
I'm guessing because it's because of the guest that neither one of us remember his name.
Yeah.
Sorry. But the Chipmunk Adventure was the one that continued to perform well.
Wow.
With no idea what we did different on that episode. Otherwise, we would have replicated it. But apparently, y'all have a lot of nostalgia for this film.
Yeah.
And it must have been a fun one to listen to us review. I may have to go back and listen to this. But
just to see what kind of appeal it is that you guys like.
Right. But yeah, that's that is our top 10 reviews.
Wow.
Of
that
all
is
time.
Awesome.
Nothing from 2023, surprisingly.
Yet.
Give it time.
Yeah.
So yeah. Time to talk about what's coming.
Well, I want to first thank our listeners and our audience for thank you so much. Thank you so much for just putting up with us and being there for live streams and downloads and everything in your comments. Again, Heather, so much for news. There's a lot of where things come up and I have no idea, and then Heather pops in and be like, oh, this. And it's like, yes, Chipmunks movie was good. Agreed. Overall, again, thank you so much for everything you have done for our show. It's 5 years, letting us goof around for an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah.
Talking, gushing over films or wanting to rip movies a new one. And downloads and the whole bit. Thank you again so much. By the grace of God, we're still here.
Right.
And by the grace of God, we continue to move on in 2024, 25, 26. Even with me getting married, be like, that's gonna be amazing. A new chapter for me and a new chapter for our podcast. But yeah, I'm looking forward to what's going to happen next. So thank you again for all of you've allowed us to do.
And we need to also give an extra special thanks to the members of our podcast network, Culture Box.
Yes.
The podcasts, Untold Podcast, Stunning and Brave, Retro Rewind, Geek Devotions, Playing Games with Strangers, and the Rushmore Show. Thank y'all for being on our show.
Yes.
Joining us and giving support over the course of the past couple of years. Also throw in there Nate Marchand, your brother Jim,
anybody who's ever been,
anyone who's ever been on the show.
Yeah, thank you again.
Even if we've forgotten your name, we do appreciate the fact you were here.
And plus, be like, we're probably going to have more guests coming on this year.
Yes.
So if you're interested, please let us know.
Especially if you want to tell us you're interested by giving us $10 on Patreon.
Selfish plug there. We don't care.
We're just saying we're more likely to do what you ask.
Yeah, exactly. Within reason.
We do have already one person who's taken us up on this, and he is scheduled.
Nice.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yes.
But before we actually start teasing next year, I need to play a special message from our friends at Retro Rewind Podcast. They were nice enough when I was recording something with them earlier this week to record this. And I was there. I didn't get you. All right, you're good to go.
Okay.
So far, y'all are the only ones doing this, by the way.
Happy anniversary, Cellcast. Wishing you joy, love, and happiness.
Wow, you sound so sincere, Francisco. Maniacal laughter as we've been celebrating over 10 years. What is this 5-year stuff?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I have brotherly love for my brother in Christ, Jacob, but maybe not that kind.
Thanks.
Okay, let me try it. Congrats, Cellcast, Jacob, and Drew on 5 years. That's so awesome. Keep it up for another 5 years, and keep the cell animation going. Cell with a single L and a single C. I mean,
y'all are the only ones that say that.
Wait, is that why I haven't been? Hey, Drew and Jacob, this is PaulJPowers.com. Thank you so much for allowing me to say congratulations on 5 years, because I've been looking for you guys for 5 years. You telling me now that Cellcast is spelled with a single C and a single L? That's why I can't find you. No, that's dumb. Don't use that.
No, use that. That's great.
Actually, I like this. I mean, whatever. You don't like it, you can do something else. I'll pick the one I like.
All right. Yeah, fine. That's fine. You can use it if you want. I don't know if I can come up with something better, but seriously, congratulations. I know that's a lot of hard work and dedication to be pulling off 5 years. A lot of people don't make it that long.
Yeah.
So, and you guys have a wide variety of content, which is great for that. But congrats. 5 years. That's amazing. Good job. You can use both if you want.
All right.
Awesome.
That's the end of that.
Awesome. Thank you.
So, thank you, PaulJPowers.com and Francisco Ruiz.
Thanks, Roy.
We do really love both of you guys.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right. So, upcoming on this year of the Cellcast podcast.
Yes.
Like we've stated, we have a couple of open slots for Patreon picks that we would like y'all to pick. Currently, also on our Facebook page, you can go vote for the rewind, the order of the rewind films we're doing on Rewind this year.
Yes.
Currently, it is between The Transformers the movie, Anastasia. You want to see if I still don't like that film?
Yes.
Feel free.
That was one of the reasons I picked it.
And what was the other one? Oh, Your Name.
Your Name.
Your Name is the third one.
Yes.
So yeah, do that. Next week we are doing Labyrinth. So yes, we are going to be facing we're attempting the Wrath of Jared like Retro Rewind did, but maybe not as bad. Next week, and then after that, you've got on there number 9.
Yeah, number 9.
Just 9.
Yeah, the movie.
You couldn't put just 9 on the thing without it messing up.
Yeah, the movie 9.
And we do have the Super Mario Brothers movie coming up. Then we have the two. Coming up on March 15th, as it's currently scheduled on the live recordings. We are doing probably the most controversial thing we have ever decided to do, and we have been trying. We have been working a way to put this on the schedule since February of 2020.
Yes,
we are reviewing Song of the South.
Bum bum bum.
And if you don't know why that's controversial,
go look it up.
This is the one that Disney doesn't put on their service because they've been ashamed of it since the 90s. And there's probably some good reason, but we will discover it. But the thing is, on that same episode, we'll be finishing up our TAS of Neon Genesis Evangelion. And so the very next episode, which I can already tell you the name of this episode is, that's a lot of orange juice.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to be reviewing the end of Evangelion, or watch Hideki Anno kill everyone, kill all his characters because he was mad at the fans. That's my understanding of that film.
Yeah. I will say this, I will give you fair warning before watching that. I will.
I already know about it. About the things that you didn't give me warnings for before.
Okay.
And then just scroll.
Okay.
I'm aware that there's some nudity in this.
Okay. Got it. All right.
But on that same episode of the end of Evangelion, as we leave the land of emotional damage, we go to another anime that's a little bit more lighthearted, a little bit more cute, and action-packed. We'll be reviewing.
And you've been talking about for the last how many years now?
Since it came out, beginning of 2023.
Yes.
Beginning of 2022.
Yes.
We're going to be doing the first half of the first season of Spy Family. And the reason only the first half is because if we went past that, we would be starting to hit into the points in time where we're having to take some breaks because somebody's getting married this year. And we are not leaving y'all high and dry with episodes.
I'm just going to be on hiatus.
I am in the process of getting together with a couple friends, and we are making sure that y'all have content during the time that Jacob will be taking a break. So, yeah. That's going to be some fun there.
Yes.
And that's about as far as we actually have gotten the schedule put out.
So far.
We know that things we want to do that we have not figured out a schedule yet.
Yes.
Is I want to put on their Godzilla -1 because this guy needs to see it. And he didn't get there before last night, which was the last time it was in theaters.
Yes. Sorry, car issues, or case of no car anymore right now.
You haven't had your car was working fine in December.
Yes, I know.
I'm giving you a hard time, dude. So yeah, we do want to get that on there.
Yes.
We are wanting on the TAS segment, of course, finish Spy Family, but also we want to do X-Men 97, which I think that they said that show's only going to be 10 episodes long. So that shouldn't be too long to put into our schedule.
No.
But that's about all we've really discussed because honestly, past June, or really past July on my schedule, it's kind of hard to predict how things are going to look.
That is true.
We do know that in September, we are wanting to do Bad Movie Month again.
Yes.
And we pretty much already have a commitment from Nate for In Search of Titanic. aka the return of tentacles for 5 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
Babes in Toyland in Atlantis.
Oh, that's gonna be hilariously
Yeah.
not great.
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, do you have anything you can think of?
No, not that I can
To
think
tease?
of.
To tease?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay. Probably, depending on how things go, we may have the Star Trek Lower Decks season 5
Possibly, and
come out
X-Men
this year.
and X-Men.
And X-Men. Yeah, well, I mentioned X-Men already.
That's true.
And more than likely, at least with Lower Decks season 5, we will probably do that as a bonus TAS again.
Yes.
Depending on how schedules go, maybe X-Men 97 is a bonus TAS. We don't know.
Don't know yet.
We literally don't know how things look
Mhm.
past, well, really, in many ways, past February.
Yes.
But yeah, join us for that. But I think that about does it.
I would
for
think so.
our Episode today.
I think so.
So I guess it's we gotta close this out.
Yeah.
In the meantime, this has been Drew,
This is Jacob.
and we'll catch you in the next frame.
You can follow Jacob on his Facebook at Jacob B. Heron. His Facebook page, Jacob's Daily Art Corner, where he tries to draw each and every day.
I try.
His Instagram at Jacob B. Heron. His Twitter at Jacob Heron.
And his letterboxd at Jacob Heron. You can find Drew on Facebook at Drew Dodgen.
His Facebook page, Drew's Photo Bin, to see his photography. His letterboxd page at GGeorge759. His Twitter at GGeorge759. And Instagram at Drew Dodgen. You can like us on Facebook at the Cellcast Podcast. On Twitch at the Cellcast Gaming.
On YouTube at Cellcast.
On Twitter at cast_cell. The Cellcast can be found at Apple Podcasts, Google Play Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, or anywhere else fine podcasts are downloaded from. Please rate and review us where you found us, and also on Podchaser. Email us at thecellcastpodcast@gmail.com. The Cellcast is a proud member of both the Pop Americana and Culture Box media networks. For more information, please see the link in the description. Our theme song is Drop and Roll by Silent Partner. And remember, that's Cell with a single L.
You know, it's been kind of quiet this episode. Like we've been missing something.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, I know you're here. You could have spoke up at any time. Well, I appreciate that you wanted to let us have some fun, but you're part of this show too, D.
Exactly.
Oh, you would have done more, but your transmogrification ray is out of juice. Yeah, I know about your transmogrification ray. I know that's how you've been turning Jacob into all these other different animals.
That makes sense now.
Why do you think you're out of juice? Oh, you'll get me, Gadget, next time? We'll see about that, Dela.
Don't antagonize her, man. It's not fun.